Alana Cerrone O'Hare.
And I'm Nick Millard.
Welcome to PVD POV, where we bring you new insights into the coolest little city in the smallest state.
Whether you're a local looking to uncover hidden gems or a visitor eager to dive into our vibrant culture, we've got you covered.
Each week, we'll be chatting with the movers and shakers here in Providence, from restaurant owners to hoteliers and everyone in between.
And this week, we are a little bit different here. We are doing a digital, no, it's always digital, but we're doing a Zoom podcast. So if it sounds a little bit different, sorry for that. Hopefully we can get it cleaned up in post. I'll work on that, try to get that going. But we're super high tech. So, but this week on PVD POV, we have Jenny Dorsey, who is the Director of Education and Program Development at the American Cider Association, which is a very long title. But they are coming in February, the 2nd to the 5th, to the Rhode Island Convention Center for CiderCon, which I didn't know that they had this going on.
So American Cider Association has this. They've had it for several years now. This is their first time here in Rhode Island, actually their first time even in this region. So we're excited to have them here. But she's going to tell us all about what people can expect. And news flashes, you can register for this convention. You don't have to be someone who makes cider or really knows all that much about cider. You can kind of just be someone who likes to drink cider and still find this convention interesting and something you might want to sign up for. There's a lot of cool programming they've got scheduled.
Yeah, it's great to have the public shows like this where anybody off the street can kind of just get a ticket and just enjoy the show. So I'm interested to see more about what we learn about this fun thing. And hopefully we get some nice cider tips or some cool, fun facts about hard cider.
We love a fun fact, and she's going to share that all with us today. So turn us up and get ready to experience Providence from a whole new perspective. Jenny, thanks so much for joining us today via Zoom. And I wanted to get right into things. Tell us about CiderCon. We're really excited to have you. What is like a one-sentence description of CiderCon for someone who hasn't been?
Thank you so much for having me. So happy to be here. And we are so excited to bring CiderCon to Providence. So CiderCon is the premier cider conference for industry professionals and enthusiasts alike. It is the global gathering that has a variety of tracks and a number of sessions and events for registrants around the world to learn, share, taste, and network to join the collaborative spirit that is cider.
I love that description. And now you say enthusiasts, like what qualifies as an enthusiast? Because I love a hard cider.
I do too.
Be an enthusiast.
You definitely can. So CiderCon is for everyone. That's what's so great about this. Because we have a number of different ways you can be involved, CiderCon really is for everyone and anyone, as long as you are of legal drinking age.
Very important.
Very important detail. And this is your first time bringing CiderCon to Rhode Island, and in fact, the first time ever in New England, right?
Yeah, that is correct. So this is our 16th CiderCon, but the first time in New England.
Where was the first one, and when was that? So 16. So that's 2010, right?
Yep. And the first one was in Salem, Oregon.
Salem, Oregon. Okay. Do you? I've never been to Oregon. Are there a lot of apple orchards out that way? Is that kind of why you guys have it over there, or?
Yeah, there definitely are. And it just so happened to be kind of where the American Cider Association started. And I think at first it was very, very small. So it was a little more coincidental as to why it started. There were lots of growers in that region who all kind of got together. And so it was the brainchild that started there. And, you know, as more and more people wanted to become involved in really bringing their knowledge together and learning from each other and growing the cider industry, that started to grow bigger and bigger. So we started to move it around the country in order to really accommodate more people being able to attend CiderCon and being able to feature more cideries at CiderCon, rather than having it be the same experience every time by having it in the same location. We move around so that CiderCon every year is an entirely different experience.
That makes sense. And it's good to have it here. I mean, we're New Englanders, right? So we are so used to apple picking, and we think that, you know, oh yeah, there's tons of apple orchards out this way, but you were saying earlier that there actually is a large growing region out here in New England, New York area. So it's a good fit for the cideries regardless.
It's a very good fit.
Are you incorporating any local cideries?
We are incorporating lots of local cideries in lots of different ways. So a few ways we're doing that is that we have pre and post CiderCon tours. These are just a few of the things that are actually open to the public. So if you want to experience CiderCon in one of these ways, but you maybe you feel like sessions aren't the thing for you, you can attend tours. So that's going to these cideries to really experience cider in a different way, rather than, just going as you would to experience one glass. You get to actually tour along with professionals to experience cider just as a professional would. We will also have lots of different cider on draft in package, both at the Omni Hotel and at the Convention Center in ways that it never has been before. Lots of local bars and restaurants will also have cider on draft. So cider will be inundated everywhere that you can purchase alcohol beverages. You'll be able to purchase cider.
Awesome. We can't wait to be taken over by cider in the city. Honestly, I think it's going to be a great experience that we're going to have here. So you said the exploring some cideries around here is something they can do. Do you have like a short list or a couple of examples of some cideries that they can explore, or who's going to be kind of on tap, I guess you could say?
So I can't give you the on tap list yet. We'll be doing a big push for that. So check out our social media for that. We'll be doing big features about who exactly is going to be on draft. We are doing a Connecticut tour. We're doing a Rhode Island tour, and then we're doing 2 different New York tours. So depending on who you'd like to visit, you can check out either of those tours. The Connecticut and the Rhode Island are both on Monday, and both of the New York tours are on Friday. So and they all leave and return from the Convention Center. So whether you live in Rhode Island, you're welcome to attend any of those. You can check out exactly what cider in those regions mean. You can even go both to the Rhode Island tour and the New York tour if you want to experience the taste of place. So understand why cider tastes different in different places based on where the apples are grown. It's really fun to experience cider in this way. So often we think about cider as this product more like beer, but it really is a little bit more like wine. It's this agricultural product that has its own taste, its own flavor that really stems from where the apples were grown.
Yeah, I was going to say it from the sounds of it, it's definitely it takes on that whole like, oh, the wines are great over in this, the grapes are great over in this area for wine. But so like you can definitely have that same instance for the apples. You have some great apples and you have some great tasting cider. I know that cider obviously has been rising in popularity over the last couple of years. At least I've seen, even just from going to the liquor store and seeing the aisle get a little bit bigger all the time. So what do you kind of like attribute that to anything? What kind of like trends do you see in this space?
There's been a lot of things actually, I think, that have contributed to why we really see cider as the only beverage that's been on the rise. So really in October of 2025, some new data came out that cider is one of the only beverages that has been on the upward trend. And we really see a lot of that due to the transparency of its ingredients. We're really seeing that cider is made from apples. There's no water included. For a lot of ciders, there's no sugar included. It's simply apples, yeast, and thyme. We're also seeing it has a lower alcohol percentage than most wines do. So people who are being conscious of the amount of alcohol they're consuming, you're looking at more of a 6% alcohol percentage rather than a 13%. We're also seeing things like a diversity of flavors. So a lot of times you would see an apricot cider, or you'd see a blackcurrant cider. And these are things where they're not flavored products. They're the actual fruit.
Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah, because sometimes when I see like the blueberry beers and stuff like that, I'm just like, how are you getting that blueberry taste in there? But that's different with cider, huh?
A lot of times you're really seeing it is apple and blueberry, and that's it.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, Jenny, like there is a trend I think lately, which is great of people being more cognizant of what they're putting in their bodies, what they're eating, what they're drinking. And so it makes sense like for a product like apple cider that's more transparent, like you said, they're leaning towards it. And the lower alcohol because we're seeing so many people drink less, sometimes not at all. And I think that's a great trend. And so cider fits. And it's funny when you said cider is, less of a beer and more of a wine when in certain ways. And it's like, I never thought of it that way because it comes in a can. So you kind of just like associate it with beer, but it drinks more like a wine and it has like that flavor profile like a wine. Now, here's a good question. As an expert, do you drink cider from a can or do you pour it in a glass?
So this is what's so amazing. Why I love cider so much is that cider is this chameleon. It can be, you can serve it however you want to serve it. And it really can kind of interact with however you are perceiving it that day. I love to take a can of cider when I'm going hiking. But I
like that.
I also love to have a coupe of cider when I'm at a really fancy event. So you really can manipulate it into what you're taking that day. And there's such an array of ciders that you can pick the right cider for the right event. And there are more than enough ciders in the world that you can choose a different cider for a different event. And that's where I think cider really has its place, is that rather than trying to fit it in either in the beer category or in the wine category, it is its own thing. And what's great is that it plays so nicely into both of those categories that we don't have to try to fit it into either one. It's both.
Yeah, you can have a backyard cider and a black tie cider.
And they're all...
You can use that. You can use that.
I'm going to write that down right now. And it's all due to fermentation choices rather than addition choices. So it's not that they're adding other things. It's simply the choice of the apples that they're using, the way that they're fermenting it, and the bottle or container that they put it in.
Can you talk a little bit more about the event itself? I have two questions. Like what someone, like me or Nick, who might, like to drink a cider, but we really don't know much else beyond that, what we could expect from going. And then also like what the range of attendees you usually get at your convention, what do they go for? Are they there for the education and stuff like that?
Yeah. So I think first and foremost, what people, especially enthusiasts, go for are really kind of the camaraderie, the engagement into the industry itself. So the biggest one being on Tuesday evening, the welcome reception is Cider Share. This is something that is absolutely not to be missed. We have upwards of 60 ciders from around the world. These are ciders you absolutely cannot get. They are not imported. They are ciders you have to be in attendance to try. And it is something that we look forward to our entire year. You can sample amazing ciders from all over the world. And this is the time to really go out of your comfort zone and try ciders you would never try before, to really see what's out there in the world and better understand the cider industry based on what other countries are offering, what apples taste like other places in the world, what their package style looks like, how they're serving their ciders. And then to kind of dive in little places throughout the sessions in ways that make sense for you. So that can be, what areas are you interested in? And we make it a little easier for you by offering different tracks. So let's say you're really interested in, better understanding orchards and apple innovation. You can start to look at different sessions based on that track. If you're interested in storytelling or taste of place, you can look at sessions in that track. Same thing with production or marketing or vision and leadership. We then also have the trade show and the artisan marketplace. We also have all of these other little breakout things. And on top of that, people always end up in these little breakout sessions, these little meetings where these amazing friendships are made. And these are influencer friendships. These are just friendships in general, where people end up finding people that they continue to talk with who just want to learn about cider, or just live in the same place and end up making friends together. And I think that's something about CiderCon that you don't see in a lot of other conventions, that I particularly love. It's when people find camaraderie in a place that's just so welcoming. That's something about CiderCon that, I've been to a lot of other conventions for a lot of other different industries. CiderCon is always so welcoming. Everyone says hi to everyone. You see everyone hugging. It's just a part of what happens at CiderCon. Everyone invites everyone to dinner. We all just hang out together. It's a really fun and engaging environment, and even someone as an enthusiast can get as much out of it as they want to, and that can be from sessions, or that can be from individual interactions.
Yeah, it sounds like there's something for everyone. Even if you go because you want to just go to the cider share, for example, you might get looped into a convo and find out maybe there's a session the next day that you actually really are interested in, and have it be more educational than you thought it would be.
Yeah, and that's, opening sessions. We're just learning about the state of the industry. The grand toast, the grand party, cideroki, all of these really fun things that are just kind of embracing the fun of the cider industry, and, taking a step back from all of the other things, that not everything has to be so serious, and let's just have a little fun together.
Now, you mentioned going out to dinner and all of those things. How have you been able to interact with the community in Providence? Are there events planned at restaurants, or are they getting on the cider train while you're in town?
They are. We've had some really great engagement with a lot of great restaurants in the area. We're really working closely with GPub. They're going to be offering discounts on all of their cider products throughout the entire week, which is really wonderful for any CiderCon registrants. You'll be getting discounts on any cider products through the entire week. We're also working with a lot of other places throughout the city. There will be other cider makers who'll be focusing on different cider dinners, other things like that they'll be posting themselves. So any tickets for that will be directly through them. But we've had really great engagements, and I really love to see a city really embracing something new for them, where I think cider has been there, but it maybe hasn't been as popular or as big. And I love seeing people who are really excited about having something new, especially in a time of year where maybe it's not so busy all the time. It's a little cold.
That's what happens here in Providence, because we are such a close-knit community, and we're also size-wise, we're so compact. And for something like this to come in, the whole city gets engaged. And we're also, not to get too in depth, but we are a city of creative people, and historically people who make things, and, artisans of all types. And I think cider is its own art. And so we get excited about things like this coming, something that's different, and people who are passionate about whatever their art is, we love it. So I'm glad to see that the city is embracing this. We're really excited to have the event here. I know the dates are February 2nd through 5th at the Convention Center in downtown Providence. Where can people head to learn more or buy tickets?
Yeah, so they can head to our website, CiderAssociation.org. You can also hit us up on our Insta at American Cider Association, or at Cider Conference, which is also the Insta just for CiderCon.
Yeah, we'll make sure that gets in the show notes and everything like that. People can check that out, figure out where they can buy tickets, and definitely enjoy some cider. I know I will be enjoying some cider come February as well.
I think Cider Share is calling our name, Nick.
I think it might be.
Exactly. We'll have to check it out while we're in town.
Yep. All right, Jenny. Well, thank you so much. We're excited to see you here, and thanks for joining us.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
PVD POV is a podcast hosted by the Providence Warwick Convention and Visitors Bureau in collaboration with the College of Hospitality Management and Center of Media Production at Johnson & Wales University. Hosts are Alana Cerrone O'Hare and Nick Millard. Production by Professor Brian Lavin with assistance from the graduate students in tourism management. Episodes are available wherever you download your podcasts. Visit GoProvidence.com for more information on these stories and everything else Providence. Thank you.